Mike Pompeo, former Secretary of State, joins us now. Mr. Secretary, the president's sometimes accused of being late to the game, dragging his feet, not leading towards a Ukrainian win. What say you?
Stuart, good morning. I think that's obviously been the case. It's not political, it's just factual. The president knew in the fall that Vladimir Putin had intentions, much like what we've seen play out over the past handful of weeks. And instead of putting sanctions in place to deter him, he sat idly. He talked about a minor incursion being okay. It seems like a long time ago, but these were the signals that lost deterrence for the West, for the United States. And then when it became clear that the Ukrainians were prepared to defend their own sovereignty, we have been slow, we've been late. They've had too many meetings and not enough action items. I'm happy he's headed down to Alabama today to talk to a weapons producer. We should do more. We can do more. We should make sure we not only get them the volume of weapons, but the weapons they're asking for, the right tools, so they can defend their sovereignty. This is a pretty straightforward exercise of Ukrainians' effort to protect their own homeland. We can support them, and we should make sure that the Europeans are doing the things that they need to do. This is primarily in their backyard. Yeah. They're today underwriting this very campaign. The Russian military is getting hundreds of millions of dollars from European energy purchases. We should not only cut them off from selling energy to Europe, but we should enforce the sanctions on China and India and every other country so that they can't avoid those sanctions. We can't let Russia continue to build its military because it has this energy source.
Could Ukraine just flat out win here? And by win, I mean drive Russian troops out of what is now Ukraine. We keep hearing reports that the Russian army just not very good, that they can't resupply. They've got conscript troops who are just not very good. Could Ukraine win?
You know, as a former soldier, Stuart, offense is a lot harder than defense. Digging them out of the places they've been. Think of Crimea, where they've been since President Obama handed Crimea to them to the Russians in 2015. The southeast parts, Luhansk and Donetsk, I was there as CIA director myself. Pushing them out of that is really hard work. We should give them the tools to fight as hard as they're prepared to fight, and as long as they are willing to continue to engage in this. If they choose a different path, we should be supportive of that as well. But there's no doubt the Ukrainians can stop further advances from the Russians. The Russians are intent on taking Odessa, cutting Kyiv off cutting Ukraine off from the Black Sea. This would be horrific for the American economy. It'd be obviously worse for the Ukrainian people. Those are the objectives that we should set. We should do it in concert with President Zelensky, and we should provide him with the tools to make life miserable for those Russian soldiers anywhere inside of Ukraine.
I have 50 seconds left. If you'd like to comment on this leaked document from the Supreme Court, I call it the undermining and the betrayal of the Supreme Court. Do you have a comment, sir?
Stuart, I lived this experience at the State Department, constantly. State Department officials leaking documents from inside the State Department. It is corrupted in that sense. To see this happen to this important institution just breaks my heart. Whoever did this, however this got out, whether it was a clerk or whomever, ought to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. This truly does undermine and politicizes the Supreme Court, one of the last institutions that had not suffered the same fate that so many of our institutions have suffered.
Mike Pompeo, Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, sir.